Hey, what's going on? Great, awesome, and amazing night to you all, beloveds. So, I was sitting here and I was processing a few things, right? And I just wanted to come live and share that with you before I got into other things. And I really haven't processed it all yet, but I kind of already know where I'm going with it. And I really just wanted to share something with you because as my mission, sorry, my battery's dying, as my mission is to connect and engage with mothers, specifically single mothers, right? Because that's something that I know, like, and that's something that I know how to overcome. And there's a few things that I had to be consistent with in order to see change and progress. There's a few failures that I went through in my life that taught me that doing it that way and continuing to do things that way is going to produce the same thing. No matter how long it took me to learn it, no matter how often I had to learn the lesson to get the message and the blessing, right? But we got it. We got it. And it has been, you know, improvement and elevation ever since. Okay. So, um, my name is Latrice Lindsay, Coach Trees, OG Trees, however you want to call me. Holla at your girl. I'm your girlfriend, your accountability partner. I really am a life coach because I help with transitioning your pain to power, pain into purpose, and I'm really on a mission to helping single mothers to build, to reclaim their power and to rule their kingdom all over again, and just to embrace self love, to embrace loving self, to realize that everything we want is within us and everything we want wants us, right? If only we take the time to nurture it, build upon it, um, embrace it, accept it, acknowledge who we are, and to push through. So moving forward, I'm going to start coming and just start delivering a few information. And I'm mainly doing this because one, I need to get more information out there on YouTube. It makes life more easier for me. I know in this next season, things are going to get even more busier. So the fact that I'm providing these resources out there for you guys, free resources that you guys could come to, that can pour into you, and hopefully you obtain knowledge from it, and it's something that you can apply to your life as well, or at least give you some perspective that you can utilize and bring forth to doing more research. You know what I mean? All it takes is just one person to bring your attention to something that you may have not known, or bring your attention to something to just perceive it differently, to look at it a different way, to so that you can really gather your own understanding and allow it to fit in your life, right? And that's how I learn, that's how I grow, that's how I look at a lot of things. Everything that I'm in, I get engaged with, I want to see how is it going to impact, how is it going to affect, how is it going to make me better, how can I learn from this, right? Is this something that's going to make me learn something new, right? So I like to engage in things like that. So what have I done so far? I've been interviewed on iHeartRadio. I got that interview when I was nominated the first year, because I was nominated 2 years in a row, and we not nominated. We were nominated the first year, and and we got our award the second year in Women of Fire. I got nominated for Single Mother of the Year award. Being that I am in the community and my goal is to help, and my mission is helping, like I said earlier, mothers in my community, you know, my sisters who I can relate and resonate with our pain, our struggle. And now that I've made it out of the struggle and into the strive and on my way to bigger and better, like I want to reach out now to those who are ready and willing to work out those kinks to get to, you know, where they need to be. So I had that. I from that opened other doors, became a speaker. From that, and all of these things happened because of an opportunity I was able to get upon going through some challenges and some tests in my life, and it affected my health in so much ways. So I ended up looking into that opportunity, and that opportunity just brought me so many different wealth and health and opportunity, and just put me in a better place so that I can now focus back on the things that I had set out in place, my other business, my other venture. During COVID, pardon me, during this whole world shutdown, because of what I engaged myself upon and helping, you know, working online, being an online consultant and helping coaching others into whatever they want, because of that company, it was allowing me to free up my time. I'm in wellness. I'm in, I'm just a serial mompreneur, point blank period. I can sit here all day and tell you all the things that I've done over the decades of years of being an entrepreneur, opening business, corporation, starting ventures, failing and learning, quitting and giving up, and going through some serious test, right? So that's me, right? That's why I'm so passionate about what I do, because I've been through it. I've kind of overcame it all, and the feeling is great when you get over it. And when you get to that point, then you realize that you will never and you cannot allow anyone to ever distract you, or you can't ever allow yourself to get distracted the way you were distracted, because it's a lot of that you're sacrificing. It's a lot that you're sacrificing, right? So for many years, many years, I tried and I tried and I tried to do it the way that we I was told to do. I tried to do it that way for many years, and it kept me in the same cycle. I looked back at my family's life, and they're doing the exact same thing, and it kept them in the same cycle. So I tried my best to figure out what was it that we're doing? What can I do different? And what was that different? So I went into an industry that I know was different. I had exposure to that industry from a very young age, and the exposure wasn't a successful one. However, I saw that there was it was an amazing opportunity. I saw that it was an amazing opportunity, and if you study and follow it correctly and you are committed to it and you find something in it that works for you, you could completely like transform your life. So I always enjoyed all that. So let me get back to the reason why I'm here, because I was just sharing a little story about me and a little bit about what my mission is and why I I want to come here live, show up for you, and just deliver this information. So today I want to talk to you about how to forge our lane during separation. During separation. As single mothers, right, we are going through a lot, and we're going through a lot in the same time our children are also going through a lot. And so often we ignore our children emotions, or we just overlook and don't even think to say, well, you know what, maybe they were affected, even in a little way or in a major way. But taking the time to at least have that conversation will make things so much, make life so much easier. You're developing a relationship, an open relationship where your child seems comfortable to come to you and talk to you, right? So we're talking about building healthy relationship in the homes and building relationship within us with ourselves, right? We're starting with the home first because outside the home is already chaotic enough. So we have to unite within the home, right? So strong that when the chaos from outside comes in, you have built that boundary. You have built that you, so to speak, have built that protection and that, and just build that safety around what it is that you're building as the new family, the new image of what your family is right now. It doesn't have to be permanent, but right now, while you're healing, right now, while the separation is brand new, right now, while it's even 2, 3 years down, in 4 or 5 years in a separation, however long it is that you need, right? Um, However long it is, just know that, give it give it that time. Give it that time, and just know that you can change that or make a change towards that at any time. It's your choice. You make the choice. You set the standard, right? Nobody should be forcing you to do whatever it is that you don't want to do and that you don't feel comfortable doing, and that uncomfortable feeling is warning you to know that it's going to cause danger. Because sometimes we have to get uncomfortable. We have to even shift out of those into those moments that make us feel uncomfortable, because those moments are the ones that are making us better and greater and more defined and sharpening us like iron, right? Iron sharpens iron, right? So don't negate those things. So it's a two-sided thing, right? So I'm gonna point out 5 things that I I practiced and I did during raising my children during my separation. Now, get into my business. Okay, so how am I even in a position to have this conversation with you, and why you should even listen to what I'm saying? No, maybe you shouldn't. But at the same time, years and years of experience. I know I look young. Thank you. Compliments. I love it. Right? But years and years of experience have taught me a lot, and just being very observant and knowing and being in the environment of different can actually teach you how things can be different, and whether you like how it's one way or it's the other way, or when it's the other way, right? But when all is one way, then you think that that way is normal, and then you stay in a box and you don't want to come out of that box to go find out, like, is it normal, right? We're scared to hear, no, this is not it, go the other way. We're scared to say, girl, no, this is the lowest of lows that you could even get, thinking that there's no way back up, right? Sometimes the lessons we learn is the hard way, but then we learn those lessons and we pick up ourselves and we move on. So, number one, parent your child to help with healing, and be open and honest to yourself and others, right? So during the separation, you may be going through many things. You may be going through divorce, you may be going through custody battles, you may be just going through domestic situations, you may be going through a lot of things, right? So going back to why I said I'm qualified, because I've been married, I've been divorced, I've been in relations, and from those relations, I ended up having children. However, right, those were failed relations, so left me as a single parent times three, right? But it made me a better person, and I learned some lessons. And the one who learned most lesson in our immediate family is definitely, I look at my son, right? I look at my son because he's been through it all with me through day one. So the lessons we teach our children may be different because they've experienced different things with you in different stages of your life, in different places you were in the different stages of your life. So when we're teaching and parenting our children, it helps them to heal. It helps them to heal with us. It helps them to know how to heal the things that they may be going through, that they may not be talking to us about, and they may not feel confident enough to talk about some things. I find often that when there's certain things when we're had I not talked to my children about it, then just hearing how they come to me and express or ask a question tells me that I opened the door and made it comfortable for them to just believe that it's okay to say certain things and open up and say certain things to me and ask me certain questions, right? So when we're doing something with one intention, but there's so many other benefits to it, right? So us parenting them and just teaching them, right, it helps them, parenting and letting them know what it is that you're going through, how it is that you're feeling, right? What does it look like, or what will it look like with you purging and emptying these wounds and going through your shadow moments and healing? What will it look like? Because healing doesn't look good, right? Healing is very emotional. Healing is very angry at times, depending on what it is that you're detoxing out of your body, right? Healing is very painful because you are detoxing out the things, and detoxing, depending on what it is, can cause you some friction, some shift, some emotional it's gonna alert some emotions in you, right? So be aware of what stage you're about to experience. Be aware of your present situation and understand that this is our new, reality. This is our new idea as a family. Yes, that is not what you had painted in your mind to begin with, and this too shall pass. And yes, the decision, the outcome didn't play out the way you wanted it to play out, right? And the decision that you made, just reflect on it, and see how you can now do things differently. You see, when we're focusing on these things and focusing on correcting and redirecting and wanting to develop, right, develop certain parts of ourselves, then those things help us to heal, and those things help us to stay focused and not always thinking of the things that didn't work, thinking about all the and pouring negative energy into a space that you should be focusing on healing, and now focusing on, okay, what's best for the children, what's best for me, right? Because as a mother or a single mother, it's always now, okay, what is going to be best for the child, and it should also make room and flexibility for your happiness, for your peace, right? And if you don't know how to do that, let's work together. Let's get that all in order, right? Number two is reinforce your reinforce your expectation of them, right? reinforce that you expect your children to continue to be respectful and tolerant of every single one, right? Both parents, um, of both parents, significant other, have, if any one of them decide to move on to a relationship, and both sides of the family, just being very respectful and tolerant of everyone regardless, right? That's very important to me, right? Because so often they can get entangled or in the middle of this feud. We can put them in the middle to deliver messages and do all of these things, and that's not totally fair for the child, right? Because they're too young to be dealing with things that they can't even really understand, and putting them into something that you two grown ups or us grown ups can't even figure out ourselves, right? Why would we want to put all of that on the child? Because then we're sending, it's miscommunication going back and forth, and then it's adding more fuel and tension. And poor babies, they don't, it's a lot for them to handle. We got to consider the child. And a lot of people who have left the home don't really consider that the person who's left in the home with the child full time not only have to continue life and find ways how to manage life now with, you know, them being, them being absent. See, in my head it's saying existence. I don't know why that was coming in my head, but what I meant was that absent parent, we have to now, train them or be there for them, and we have to now, the role has doubled, so to speak, right? Basically everything has doubled, right? And if you have more than one children, then you're playing the juggling act if you're not organizing, if you're not delegating and creating roles for each individual, while being intentional and creating system that everybody can heal together and just make it all fun. So number one, parent your children or child. Help them with healing. Be open and honest to yourself and others and to them, right? Where your space at, what space you're in right now, make sure. Number two, reinforce what you expect of them. Let them know that you expect them to still be respectful and tolerant of everybody. Number three, refrain from speaking negatively. Now, this I didn't have to learn through my failed relationships. This I just learned from my personal experience with being a product of a single parent home as well, where the other parent wasn't always speaking lovely things about the other. And I remember the feelings I felt so strongly as a child. I remember building up resentment, not for the absent father, but the present the present mother, not for absence the absence of not having, right, that person around, but because just you're speaking so ill, right? And I already had my own interpretation and my imaginary thoughts and image of what, even though he wasn't around when I was younger, I already thought of who that was. So to have it destroyed each time it was being taken away from me, it was like, okay, well, it just developed resentment, right? So I'm speaking from personal experience when I'm saying that's a no-no, No, 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 no. I want to know your name, babe. I want to know. Okay. All right. So we're refraining from making any ill manner, any ill way, any way. Okay. Um. Let's talk setting healthy boundaries. That would be number four. Setting healthy boundaries. You're allowing your child and allowing yourself to feel comfortable enough to for you to set healthy boundaries. Know that you know what, appreciate the space you're in right now. Allow yourself time to get away from it all, or to avoid it, or to separate yourself from it, so that you can get to the space that you need, so that you can make clear decisions for yourself and your family, and not be confused, right? And bothered with everything that is going on, and everything that may take. I mean, that's 18 years of your life, of your children's life, right? Of your life, that potentially you are going to have to deal with someone mature, immature, or someone who's willing to co-parent or not. So you need to come up with ways on how that's work. So what boundaries for ourselves, whatever boundaries that is for ourselves, right? Allow your children to be comfortable with those. Give patience and allow yourself to heal. But when it comes to children, allow them to be comfortable speaking with other parent, right? It's so important. Feel comfortable with speaking to the other parent, and those people who are in healthy parenting relationships may say, okay, yeah, fine, that's easy. But there are people there that honestly, you know, the children are not feeling. The children are hiding and speaking, calling their parents, quickly onto the side, and there there are children who would possibly even avoid calling the other parent because they're uncertain how it's going to make you feel, or them feel, had they been on the, you know on the at the opposite house, right? So when we develop healthy boundaries, we allow them to know that, you know it's okay for them to talk with them. It's okay. um, yeah, let them that they're okay. I was just reading my notes. Like I said, it's like a million and one things go through my mind, and I have to make sure I write little notes, right? Sometimes we come on and we freestyle, but there are other times there are important topics that I really want to share with you, and I want to make sure that I get every little point across, because it's so important that we find these things that are helpful for us, to help us to start developing healthy habits, boundaries, non-negotiables, and work towards them, because these are the things that are required. Why? Because these are the things that I did to heal, to grow, to get to places, and get to the place where I am right now, that I'm able to connect and build with networks, and help other people, to also do the same. So, you want to plug into, I have one more point, but if you want to plug anything that I have going on, if you're about fitness, then definitely tap into what I have going on my health and wellness journey. I was a person struggling with gains and weights and things like that, because I was a slim girl. Then when I dropped rapidly from 160 all the way back to 124, I was very secure, lacking confidence, into even more depression, and just creating healthy lives taught me to a healthier, right, more energetic, more holistic life. And I do that by providing amazing products and taking amazing products, to myself, my family, and my community. So if you want to know more about what I have, all natural supplements, let me know. I also provide products like services, a range, apparel and waist trainers and things like that, that also go along with the health and wellness brand. I also help here, where we're doing really coaching for mind, body, and spirit. We're opening and enlightening the soul. We're working on our shadow self. We're looking ourselves in the face and producing growth, lifting ourselves a little. We're fixing every life where we struggle, and we're breaking generational curses, and we're building legacies and forward by doing all the things that I have here to share with you, right? So if you want to tap into that, I have one-on-one coaching for that, one-on-one work sessions where we will be working together in increments of weekly video consulting, because I'm a virtual coach and my clients are online. I love being able to work online, having dropped in product online businesses, that it helps me to be here with my family and be able to really teach them all of these things that I'm teaching you, because so many people are teaching our babies. I feel that we really need to find the time to teach them ourselves, and if we're too tired and worn out and sick, we're unable to do that, right? So eliminate the things that are getting you tired, worn out, sick, and in pain, and start implementing other things that are relieving the pain, that are making you stress free, that are keeping you healthy, right? And it frees up your time and allows you to get paid. That's what I do with all my business. I just basically share and teach you to do that. So what else? Right now we're doing a 26-week savings challenge. So if you are down with that, jump in. Because then again, weekly one-on-one sessions. There are group accountability group for you, depending on what you roll in, where there's already quite a few people in there that are really on the same journey, and we're just inspiring and tapping in and plugging into what's going on. And I'll be able to deliver a lot more resourceful things for those in that group. And right now I am on a mission. What I am doing, I'm helping 100 single mothers. Now the movement is 1,000 Black millionaires, 1,000 families, and we are helping we're helping families. We're helping a person that's going to help a family, is going to help a community, and we're basically putting in your position to, again, improve your health, improve your bank account, improve your mindset, improve and just give you spiritual growth and just growth development all over. So I'm excited for that we're about to launch. We have already launched the biggest movement ever, right? And there's already 30,000. Yes, Lord, I hear it. I receive it. I will do it, right? The mission is 1,000 Black millionaires. There is already 30 millionaires created, right? And we are on the way to creating more. So my contribution to that is bringing in 100, right? I'm going to help 100 single moms to start with only in the next 90 days, right? I believe 90 increments, because you can get a lot done and you can really change and transform your life in 90 days, right? I'm talking mentally, emotionally, physically, and you're going to be able, and financially, and you're going to be able to do that by tapping into the program and the system that I'm going to be able to plug you into and get you connected with my network, right, of amazing people who just want to see you win, right? So we have that going, and there's so much going on, guys, so just tap in. There's so many more things coming. So just plug in. If you are seeing me, following me for the first time, make sure you are following. Turn your notifications on so you see when I'm popping in and making random videos. I would love to say I can schedule something like things like this, but ideally that is not my reality. I am a mom at home. I am a a homeschool mom because my children are being home right now. So that kind of really made a big shift in my impact, but in my not in my impact, in my ability to work my business around certain hours like I would. I now I put my energy and time into something else until a certain time then. So I basically kind of flip what I am doing. So I find myself working a lot more at night. So I'm on the night shift, y'all, just because the children are on their daytime shift. So mom has to do what she got to do, but I do pop in and out on all of my ventures, okay? So this is why I have a notebook so that I stay on topic. And as you can see, that doesn't happen, okay? Had I had someone else on the screen that I was talking to, then maybe I'd be able to stay on topic. But everything I hope is important and valuable and interesting to you as you're getting to know me, as I'm giving you and sharing information. So here you go. So the fifth and final tip I have for you while you are forging your own way, your own lane during a separation as a single single mother, okay? Prepare yourself and prepare your children for the next best, whatever it is, whatever that is, whatever, if you want to get back together with someone, if you want to get in a relationship at all, if you would like to get married again or married at all someday, if you plan on bringing a new partner in your home or in your space or around your family, in your life in general, if you plan on dating, okay, prepare yourself, prepare your children. Prepare your children. You don't want nobody popping up and you'll be like, oh, and they just start seeing this new person coming and no, consider what of course. So prepare them, let them know that, you know what, one day I am going to move on of them, because rated is from an actual spouse, or if it was a relationship with someone who you didn't even have children with, but they had children and you have children, and those both of your children became friends, and you know, and then now everything's separated, and now those children they build that relationship, and then because your relationship is torn apart, the children's relationship is going to be torn apart. So we have to always think about our children when we're thinking about building relationships, and we should start preparing them and allowing them to, you know, be accepting. Don't ever there's one thing I dislike, and I like to correct people when they come around me and they do it, because I have one son and he is the oldest. They would come around me and they're like, oh, you're the man of the house. Whose house? He's a child. I'm raising him to become a man, and how to, you know, I'm raising him on how to treat a woman and how to run a household as a man, or what to expect from a woman who's, you know, who's supposed to nurture and care for a home and their family, and what a role a man can play that can be helpful to a single mother or to a woman in general. And then I position him right in front of men, married, respectable men, spiritual men, man with good careers and businesses and mindset, and I make sure that he's watching and he's paying attention and having the conversations with him. That's it. sometimes your children ain't comfortable with coming to you about having sex and doing all these things, but listen, you better put them on game. And if you're not talking to them, get comfortable with talking to them, or again, get them on the talk shows, the live talk sessions that are happening all over social media, right? That people are talking about marriage, or talking about sex, is talking about males, men, and what they go through as they're going through puberty, what they go through when they're, you know, collecting data. Learn things for yourself, but also put your child, put your son, right, in front of these things so they can apply. Put your daughter in front of these things, vice versa, for them, and also let them know both sides. So they awaken, so they're aware, so they have discernment, so they can decipher the difference, and they can see that there are two kinds, or more, multiple kinds of one relationship, or many kinds of people, and how they relate, and everybody is going to accept you this way. And most people may accuse or mistreat you, that, you know, it's okay if someone thinks a certain way of you. It doesn't mean that they're wrong, that's their perception, right? And it's okay if you're one to prove a point and people don't get it. That doesn't mean that you're wrong, right? That's perception, and that's your point. You think of yourself, you're right. Whatever you choose not to believe, you're right. I'm not going to pour energy into trying to convince somebody, and that's why I teach them, right? So build yourself for the next best thing. Is it a house? Prepare them to understand savings, so that and let them know what you're saving for and what it looks like, and paint that picture for them, and let them know what you need to do and what it's going to look like and how long it's going to take, right? Help them to keep you accountable, and you know, be the example, and keep working at it. So many things you can do during a separation. So many things. So thank you for joining me, sharing time and space. I appreciate you guys. Smile Empresses, smile divine Empresses. You guys are truly, truly divine. I appreciate you. I love you. Love yourself first. Don't make nobody take on no fit food, but love yourself first, okay? Because self-love is your first love. That is what I love to say, and this is what Smile Empress is all about. Smile for single mothers, independently, loving endlessly. Love yourself endlessly, over and over again, each and every single day. All right, and don't forget to smile. You are an empress. All right. Peace and love. Have yourself a good night, and embrace God's love.